maximum power transfer theorem. So it is already known to you in basic electrical for DC circuit that in a linear bilateral network, a resistance load, that means if I take a resistive load and if it is connected to a DC network, this load will receive maximum power when the load resistance equal to the internal resistance, or we can say Thevenin's equivalent resistance of the source network as seen from the load terminals. That is our statement of maximum power transfer theorem. And when you have solved or derived the amount, what amount of maximum power will flow from source to load, you have seen that RTH is equal to, if RL, that means Thevenin's equivalent resistance, RTH is equal to load resistance, we can get a maximum power. Now in AC circuit, if I'll go through this, in AC circuit, if I'll consider that there is not only resistance, there is an impedance in the circuit. If I'll solve the Thevenin's problem, when we have solved the Thevenin's problem, we have seen that there is a impedance we have got and the open circuit voltage, right, VOC and ZTH. So we can take VOC and ZTH means R plus JX, where JX may be a reactive, that means X may be this total impedance and X may be a inductive reactance or capacitive reactance, or if there is a RLC circuit, then based on inductive the angle, we can decide that it is an inductive reactance or capacitive reactance, right? So now if I'll consider this impedance R plus JX, so similarly in AC circuit the load may be also a impedance load. There is a load resistance may present, load impedance may present. So first I am considering that impedance ZTH is equal to small r plus j small x, and this is the VOC, and the load is capital R plus j capital X. Now there, what are the case we can solve to find out the maximum power? First we can consider that this load is completely resistive load. Okay, this completely resistive load and the source impedance is also a resistive. That means only resistance is present. Then we can say RTH is equal to RL. There is no problem. But suppose this impedance is present and only load resistance is present. There is no impedance is present. That means we have connected such a load which has only resistance. Okay. Second case is we can consider that the impedance is present, R plus Jx is present, and this X is variable. Other case we can consider that both R and X are variable. So we'll check for different cases. Now, so in this case what we can say, our network that contains linear impedances and one or more voltage or current source can be reduced to a Thevenin's equivalent circuit. When load is connected to the terminal of this equivalent circuit, power is transferred from source to the load. So here already I mentioned, now the first condition I am taking that this load is a pure resistive load, right? So what will be the current now? I is equal to E by small r plus Jx plus capital R. So we can write R plus capital R plus Jx. Now what is power? Power is I square R. If I take the magnitude of current here, because this is a AC circuit, we can get this source is not only a magnitude, it has also an angle, and current also an angle, but here we are to find out power, magnitude of power, we are taking the magnitude of current. So P is equal to mod I square R, because R is our load. So the drop is here I square R, right? Now if I'll put it here, so we can get E square R by here also we can take the magnitude of mod I is equal to E root over capital R plus small r whole square plus x square. This is the magnitude, so we can put it here. So we are getting R plus R square plus x square. Now if we calculate the maximum power, so we can have to take the derivative minimum, right? Minimum value dp by dr with respect to R. This dp by dr, if we calculate the rate of change of power, that is equal to 0, minimum value. So for dp dr, if it is 0, then we can say that maximum power we can obtain at which condition. So if I'll solve this, you can solve it because you know how to solve it. So if we'll solve it, then you can get that R square plus x square is equal to capital R square. So capital R is equal to root over of R square plus x square. So what we can conclude, that if the load is only a small fixed R, okay, there is no variable R, only a fixed R. If I'll consider load resistance, only load resistance is connected, then when the maximum power will transfer from source to load, if R, this capital R is equal to this source impedance Z. This is the first condition, first case. Okay, the second case, if I'll consider that here they have considered that both load and source impedance purely resistive, that I already mentioned, that purely resistive case, that means source has only resistance and load has only resistance. So x, both small x and capital X is equal to 0. That means these two, this x is 0, this x is 0, only smaller and capital R present. So RTH is equal to RL, it is known to you. So second case is over. Now third case, both variable resistance and variable reactance. Both means this is also a that means this R is variable, this X is also variable, if we'll consider. So what will happen? The same thing, if I'll take this I is equal to E by R plus capital R, Jx plus X, because both are now present, R plus Jx. So magnitude of I you can find out, and P you can find out. So now if how to find out? So dP by dr, if I consider to find out the maximum power. Now here what you have to do, you have to first consider that X is capital X. That means load impedance, you can take the reactive part, reactance. So if X is adjusted in such that capital X is equal to minus small x, if I'll consider that this value is such that this is equal to minus x, then what will happen? This part will be a 0. So what will get? Only this part. So if I can, this is variable. So if I can vary the reactance, inductive reactance or capacitive reactance or whatever, this x part, if I'll vary in such a way that I can obtain this x value and this is minus. So if I can obtain this value by varying this parameter, then this part will be a 0, then only this part will be present. So we know that from this R is equal to R. If when R is equal to R, if we can adjust impedance R in such a way, that means because we have taken also this one is also variable. So if I'll vary this R in such a way that this R is equal to R, then we can get maximum power at our load end, right? This is the third case. Now the case 4, here with the load impedance Z consisting of variable resistance R, variable reactance already we mentioned it is over third case, but fourth case is that variable resistance R but fixed reactance. Now we cannot vary the reactance. So how can we find out? So the same way we can find it out, and dpdr is equal to 0. Now we cannot vary the x, so we have to find out. So we can see, if I'll solve the same procedure, if I'll consider that there is dpdr is equal to 0, rate of change of power is equal to 0, that means we can get minimum value so that we can get maximum power. So if we'll solve this derivative term, and if I put it is equal to 0, then I can get R is equal to root over R square plus X square whole square, right? So what we have seen that first case, that load resistance is equal to source impedance, maximum power will transfer. Only load resistance is present, so load resistance is equal to source impedance, then maximum power will transfer. If load resistance and source resistance is only present, then when both are equal, then maximum power will transfer. The third case, that both resistance, and that means load is variable load. This is not a fixed load, variable load, and both resistance and inductance, both are reactance, both are variable. So that case, what you have to do to get maximum power? First you have to vary the reactance in such a way that load reactance is equal to source reactance and both should be minus. That means load reactance should be minus. So that means you have to vary in such a way that this part we can make 0. If we can make it 0, then if I'll vary this resistance, then R is equal to this R, then we can say that maximum power will be transferred. But otherwise, the fourth case, when variable load resistance, variable resistance we are taking, but reactance we cannot vary. So if we cannot vary the reactance, then how to get the maximum power? Then the same way you can derive, and you can see that this R should be, that means load resistance should be equal to this part, that means total reactance, load reactance plus source reactance whole square plus source resistance whole square, source resistance square, and their summation and root over. So root over of source resistance square plus total reactance whole square, that is equal to the load resistance. Okay, so these are the fourth case you have to consider when you will solve the problem. We have to mention, you have to check first that our load condition, it has a fixed load resistance, or it has a variable load resistance, or it has a both variable load resistance as well as reactance, or reactance is absent or not. Every cases you have to consider and you have to solve. So we can summarize that load is purely resistive, then x is equal to 0, and adjustable maximum power transfer is achievable when load resistance is equal to mod Z, that means source impedance. When both load and source impedance are purely resistive, then R is equal to small r, that means source load resistance is equal to source resistance. When the load resistance R and reactance are both independently adjustable, then maximum transfer is achieved when x is equal to minus x and R is equal to smaller. When the load resistance R is adjustable with fixed reactance, then maximum power transfer is achievable when R is equal to root over of source resistance square plus total reactance square.